Well, the state of Florida, we've laid down a very clear marker. We're about education, not indoctrination. And so as part of that, a couple years ago, we eliminated critical race theory from our K through 12 schools because that's a political agenda that the left is using to try to use history to advance their current agenda. That's wrong. Now, we were criticized for eliminating CRT because they said, Florida must not want to teach about African American history. And in reality, that bill required robust standards and even expansion of what Florida was doing as part of our history curriculum. And so that's why this working group was born out of it that had African American history scholars, most of whom were black themselves, develop really comprehensive guidelines about the teaching of black history, including slavery, but not limited to that. They were lauded for doing this. This was all public. People were so excited. Most states don't have any black history standards, and Florida was going above and beyond. And then Kamala Harris decided to concoct a lie that somehow these black history scholars, most of whom were black themselves, were somehow trying to say that slavery was a good thing. That's a lie. That's not what they did. They listed all the different injustices of slavery. They told those stories, and they've been very clear about that. And so she was creating a false narrative. Now, it's a narrative that people in our national corporate press, they typically run with those narratives. They are not, when it comes to Florida, going to actually do adequate fact checking. They are going to try to create this. And so you have a decision to make as a Republican. Do you side with Kamala and do you side with a phony narrative against Florida, or do you recognize this for what it is? These are bad faith actors, Kamala and the corporate press, and they've been trying to smear conservatives for years and years, and too many Republicans just sit back and take it or even accept the narrative. So we fight back against the narratives. We know Kamala was lying about it. She's attacking me, but these were not standards that I developed. They were standards that these scholars developed. And so she's really smearing, these black history scholars themselves. And we stand up against the lies. We push back against the lies. And so anytime you're siding with Kamala and the corporate media,